the stars in the abyss. The descent. Majeed and Abe tumbled back from the side of the boat, entering the world of blue. At first, the sun was a bright, dancing coin above them, but as they kicked deeper, the light began to stretch and fade. Their diving gear hummed a steady, mechanical lullaby as the water grew heavy and cold against their suits. They watched the surface vanish, replaced by a vast, shimmering curtain of turquoise. Into the void, the blue turned to navy, then to a thick, ink-like black. Majeed switched on his helmet lamp, and a beam of artificial gold sliced through the void. Beside him, Abe moved with slow, rhythmic kicks. In this place, the silence was so heavy, they could hear the thrum of their own heartbeats echoing in their ears. The abyss felt endless, a world where the sun had never reached. The first glow, Abe suddenly stopped, his fins still. He pointed a gloved finger into the gloom, where something was stirring. A single, tiny light drifted toward them, pulsing with a soft, violet glow. It wasn't a fish, but something more delicate, like a liquid star wandering through the deep. The light cast a gentle purple hue over Abe's outstretched hand, illuminating the bubbles rising from his suit. Playful spirits. Soon, the darkness was gone, replaced by hundreds of flickering lights. Majeed laughed silently into his mask as the creatures surrounded them. They spun in graceful loops, their soft light painting the water in shades of teal and lavender. One creature bumped gently against Majeed's mask, its glow feeling strangely warm against the glass. They seemed like friendly guides in the lonely deep. The shift, the playful dance did not last. Without warning, the water seemed to grow even colder, a sudden chill that bit through their suits. The creatures froze mid-twirl, their soft violet light turning into a sharp, jagged red. Abe watched in horror as the creature near his hand twitched and flared, its gentle star-like shape stretching and becoming something sharp and menacing. The attack, the swarm turned with terrifying speed. The once peaceful spirits darted forward like glowing spears through the ink. Majeed flinched as a flash of red light streaked past his shoulder, narrowly missing his arm. The friendly welcome had turned into a coordinated hunt, and the divers were now the prey. The water was filled with angry red streaks as the creatures hissed through the current. Trapped in the deep, up, Majeed signaled frantically, grabbing Abe's arm to pull him toward the surface. But as they looked toward the light, they saw the path was blocked. The creatures were circling them, weaving a tight, pulsing net of red light that grew smaller with every passing second. The darkness of the deep was closing in, and the exit was barred by a wall of fire-colored thorns. The flash. Thinking fast, Majeed reached for the emergency dial on his high-intensity floodlight. He knew the creatures of the dark were sensitive to the sun they never saw. With a sharp click, he unleashed a burst of pure, blinding white light that filled the water like a miniature sun. The radiance was so intense it bleached the colors from the sea, turning the red shadows into ghosts. The escape. The effect was instant. The creatures recoiled, their red lights flickering out as they scattered into the shadows, blinded by the artificial dawn. Abe seized the moment, kicking with every ounce of strength he had left. He didn't look back until the water began to turn from black to a pale, welcoming gray. Above him, the surface shimmered like a sheet of silver. The secret below. They broke the surface and ripped off their masks, gasping in the sweet, salt air. The sun was setting, painting the horizon in gold and pink. Neither spoke for a long time, watching the waves hide the terrors they had just escaped. "We weren't supposed to be there," Majeed finally whispered. Abe nodded, knowing that some secrets were meant to stay buried in the dark.